Mike Pugliano is here with me tonight, and before we talk some college football, the Potters climbed back from a 3-touchdown hole in the second half, only to fall short of Patterson Field to Martins Ferry, 27-26. Potters outgained the Purple Riders 338 to 283. Derek Carter had 121 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. East Liverpool travels to Edison this week. Bel Air defeated Beaver Local 23-7. The Beavers are now 2-4. They host Buckeye Local. Oak Glen needed a big drive in the fourth quarter after watching a 2-score lead evaporate and got it, eventually defeating Edison 42-28. And how about sophomore Nick Cheney? Finished 14 of 18, throwing the ball 143 yards, 3 scores without throwing an interception. The Golden Bears are at Warren Local on Friday. Wellsville lost to United 35-26. Tigers are 3-4. They host Columbiana. But the big story, Richie Wright and the Southern Local Indians. The state-ranked Indians made a huge statement Friday with a 55-22 win over East Palestine. Southern Local is 6-0. Joey Sloan, 9 of 15, 150 yards, and he threw 3 touchdowns. So they are the big story. College football, #1 Alabama and Arkansas. Mike Pugliano.
Alabama, Crimson Tide, keep rolling all the way.
Georgia, Vanderbilt.
I like Georgia. I think Georgia's still legit. I think they'll be tested later in the season, but not yet.
How big was the win for Ohio State over Penn State?
It was huge. I still question the play calling at the end. I mean, you have McSorley, who's your best player, and you don't give him the option to get that first down. You want to hand off on 4th and 5. I still don't understand it, but what a great win for the Buckeyes. They needed it.
#4, Clemson taking on Wake Forest. But before we get to that, you've got Ohio State and Indiana as well this week.
Yeah, I think Ohio State bounces back in a big way, and they beat up on Indiana.
Clemson, Wake Forest. Got to say the Tigers, even though they survived a scare too.
Yeah, Clemson. I mean, they're just escaping the last few weeks. The original starter gets replaced. He transfers out. The freshman starter gets hurt, so they bring in another kid. So, I mean, they're still they're vulnerable right now. But I like them in this one.
LSU, Florida.
Here's my upset of the week right here. I'm going to take the Gators in Gainesville to beat LSU in a tight one.
#6, all hail the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech.
Here we go. We got the 4 horsemen. A shout out to my cousin Pete Race, Joseph Race, Joey Rawson, and myself. And, of course, my son Nicholas. We watch the games together. We're undefeated, and we watch them all together. So I like Notre Dame to get down to Blacksburg and get the win.
Listen, with everybody gathering to watch Notre Dame, is there anybody left in Wellsville when the game's on? I think the whole town is hanging out with you, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, let's talk #7, Oklahoma, Texas.
Man, this is going to be a good one. I like Oklahoma. I think Texas will make it tough for them, but I like Oklahoma in the end.
#8, Auburn and Mississippi State, Mr. Pugliano.
It's a tough one, too. I mean, you could tell it's getting tougher week to week, but I like Auburn to pull out the win in this one as well.
#9, West Virginia taking on Kansas.
Boy, I tell you what, get on the Greer Heisman run. This kid is unbelievable. I like West Virginia to win this one big, and I like Greer to throw for over 350 again.
#10, Washington and UCLA.
Washington goes out to LA, and I think they can take this one pretty easy.
We have to talk about it because we'll be carrying it on 93.7 The Fan, Pitt IMG Sports, 12:20 kickoff, Syracuse at Heinz Field. Syracuse gave Clemson a game. They're going to give the Panthers a real good game, and the Panthers had a tough time at UCF. Thoughts about the Pitt Panthers?
I like Pitt to beat Syracuse this week.
That could get them headed back in the right direction.
It could. I mean, especially what Syracuse did with Clemson. You know, almost should have won the football game. But if Pitt pulls this win off, I think mentally it'll help them prepare for the future weeks and big confidence boost.
Lots of Pickett to French and Olison running the football for 6, okay? Let's get it done, and don't forget to tune in for that on 93.7 The Fan. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure.
We're going to talk NFL next. Stay with us.